Ogi Ogas, who's written a very provocative book, A Billion Wicked Thoughts, a central reading for anyone who's interested in what men and women are doing on the internet in sexual terms. Ogi, Sigmund Freud, the 20th century psychoanalyst, very famously asked the question, what do women want? And I'm not sure if he ever really answered it very coherently. Perhaps you can answer it better than Freud. What do women want on the internet when it comes to sex?
They want the same things that they've wanted in romance novels. So one of the most popular kinds of sexual erotica for women on the internet is something called fan fiction. These are stories written by women, amateur women, about popular TV show characters in popular TV shows or books or movies. For example, the most popular category of fan fiction is Harry Potter, followed closely behind by Twilight. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, also popular. So women in the fan fiction community write stories about characters from these books and movies. Now, not all fan fiction is erotic or romantic, though the majority is. So there can be fan fiction stories that just have action sequences or alternate endings to a popular book, but more than 50% of fan fiction stories are romantic and erotic. And the structure and the content of fan fiction precisely parallels what we've found in women's romance novels for decades. So, for example, women prefer alpha males, strong, masculine, dominant men. If you look at the top 10 most popular heroes in romance novels, they're all alphas. Kings, generals, sheriffs, knights, doctors.
Internet show hosts.
Internet show hosts, not very popular character in romance novels, I'm afraid to tell you. But we see similar kinds of strong masculine characters appealing in women's erotic stories and fan fiction as well. Another popular kind of erotic fantasy that we find very commonly in romance novels and in erotic fiction online for women are coercion fantasies. In the strictest form, it's rape fantasies. Sometimes it's just a forceful seduction. But these are very, very popular, very common fantasies among women. And the internet shows that pretty convincingly.
Reading the book, I got the sense that men tend to be more aroused by video, by looking, whereas women got more excited by textual stuff. Is that a fair generalization? Absolutely.
Men much more aroused by images, women much more aroused by stories and narratives. And another fundamental difference between sexual desire of men and women, for men, sexual desire is a solitary phenomenon. You don't really care what other guys like. Knowing that your friend is masturbating to one porn star is not going to make you have any more or less of an interest in that porn star. But that's not the case for women. For women, erotica is more of a social enterprise. Women like to discuss erotica. They like to discuss erotic stories. In fan fiction community, someone will post an erotic story and you can get hundreds of comments from other women discussing the emotions in the story, the authenticity of the story, how hot it was. And this is because women's idea of which guys are preferable is influenced by other women. So knowing that a man is preferred by many other women actually makes a woman more interested in that man. That doesn't work that way for the guys.
So far, Ogi, I don't think you've been very shocking. I think there'd be feminists who'd be watching this, not of course that they would be ever watching TechCrunch TV, but if they were, they would say, well, women are more thoughtful, they're into text, they're into romance. Tell me something more shocking you discovered about what women get up to on the internet.
Well, one thing that certainly surprised us is the popularity of stories about two men, this is erotica for women, about two men who share their emotions with each other, fall in love, and then have sex. Gay romance stories, or in fan fiction they're called slash stories, are extremely popular all around the world. Russia, Japan, India, America especially. Very popular to read stories about two men falling in love. A good example is Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain was actually written by a woman, and the main audience for Brokeback Mountain was heterosexual women. Women don't watch gay porn so much. There is a small minority of women who actually enjoy watching gay pornography, but a much bigger audience for stories about two men. Sometimes two men who are heterosexual are presented as heterosexual, who share their most intimate emotions with each other, and then get it on.